Oh, now it says.
What's that?
Okay. Now it's got somebody on there, but now it's not
Right. Okay. Okay.
not seeing it screen, but
All right. I see that I got Derek Smith up here, and it looks like maybe one other person's in here. Let's see. There's two. I got 4 up. Got a like on there. Everybody, I'm just back up here doing a live stream, so it's taking me a minute or two to get this figured out. Working it out. If you guys are watching live and you want chat, if you want to chat in here and let us know that you're on, and we'll start discussing some stuff. I got Derek on the phone right now. Derek, how's my volume? Can you hear me on the volume? Okay. I don't know how the volume sounded. Anybody hear the volume? Is it good or what? Because I only see a couple of bars on here. Okay, well, we need it to get better. And I got to figure out where those settings are. If I can even do that once I'm in here. I should have already tested that. My mic might help me with that too. Hold on. I don't remember what these settings are for on this thing, but see if that helps. Is that any better? Derek, is that better?
wait, you didn't come in.
Let's try the other setting. Hello, hello. Check, check, 1, 2, check, 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 check. Check, 1, 2, check, check, check. Anybody out there, let me know how my volume's coming. How's it on your end, Derek?
Volume's coming.
Well, it's working great on mine.
Your end, Derek.
I'm on my other unit. I can hear it beautifully.
I was working great on mine. Your end, Derek.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm good. All right. I'm gonna put you on speaker for right now too. All right, so hey everybody, man, it's been a while since I had a video. I've been really busy as usual. Hate to make that excuse, but that's just the way it is. And I've been too busy that I couldn't even get out to the studio to do anything. Not to mention I've been sick for a while, so that's kind of really kicked my butt. But I'm back out here. I've got a video going on. With this video, we've got we're going to talk a little bit about the big 9,000 watt solar generator. I had to say 9,000 watts, man, because everybody else is like really hyping their stuff up, you know, like to their surge point. And, you know, really mine's only 3,000 watts. You guys know that, this one over here. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it surges for 9,000 watts. And that's what everybody else says with their stuff. And but mine is a true continuous 3,000 watts of power. Of course, it has that 9,000 watt surge for 20 seconds. And so I just had to say 9,000 watts. Anyways, I'm waiting for a few other people to get in here. I got Derek on the phone right now. Him and I were just talking before we did this video. Those of you who have been around with us since the beginning, you guys know Derek. Derek is our camera operator. He's our editor. He's my go-to guy, my right-hand man when it comes to anything I can put on him and anything that he can accept, and he can accept a lot. So we're talking about Derek flying down. We've talked about that in the past. Derek's hopefully flying down the next few days so we can get a lot of work done in the studio. That being said, Derek's waiting for a job, a pretty decent job, possibly up in Philly. And if he gets the job, I'm going to be screwed a little bit. But so I'm kind of hoping that Derek doesn't get the job, even though I love him. But, you know, it is what it is. So we're, you know, hope he gets the job. At the same time, I hope he doesn't get the job, at least for a couple of weeks, so he can come down here and work with me for a few weeks. I see that we've got Derek on, of course, Edro Schiffy, Shannon Williams. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Edro. Vegas Roy. Hey, Roy. And that's it for now. And there's a few other people watching that aren't in the chat. So I will answer this question. Edro Schiffy, hi. Can you describe how you made your inverter 12 kilowatt interactive youth your net metering? I'm assuming you're asking about how I did my 12 kilowatt inverter in my house with net metering. Is that correct? Let me know if that's what you're talking about. I think that's what you're saying, because that's the only 12 kilowatt I have hooked up anywhere I've built, and that's in my house. So yeah, it was a bit interesting how I made the inverter interact. Tell you what, Edro Shiffy, however you say that, Edro Shiffy. If you can break that down a little more concise of what you want to know, or exactly what you're trying to find out, we can maybe get that up a little quicker. Shannon, hi Wes, glad to finally catch a live stream. Glad you got a live stream. Yeah, I think I seen you over on another live stream the other day I was watching. It's another individual that does a little bit of stuff similar to what I'm doing. He's been around a long time. That's Jehu, obviously. I'm a supporter of Jehu's, and I do a lot of I forget the donations. I forget what they call them now. The super chats. Anyways, we're all busy, Wes. I know, Shannon, we are. Roy, you haven't moved yet? No, Roy, I haven't moved. So let me give you guys a rundown quickly of what's been going on. All right, so you know that we're trying to move across the country. We're trying to get everything going. I've got a lot of things going, trying to sell houses, trying to sell businesses, so on and so forth. I did sell one of my businesses, so that's freed up a lot of my time. I've pretty much completed the remodeling of one of my homes that I have to sell out of the 3. My daughter's back in that house now living, but she just had my 3rd grandson, so that's kind of slowed us down a little bit. Obviously, we can't be moving across the country and selling my daughter's house out from under her and her family right now. Her and her husband wouldn't like that too much. So we're waiting for my newest grandchild, Kane, to get a little bit older, and then we're going to be looking at next year. So we're moving from Florida to the Northwest, up in the Washington area. So the state of Washington. So doing that, we don't want to be doing that I don't want to be doing that in the wintertime. So for me, the best on the move, the actual move, is going to be early spring at best for us. And there's still a lot of loose ends here in Florida, selling houses. I still have a couple of other businesses to handle and get taken care of, and then all of you guys. And so what I'm going to be doing now is producing these generators, producing our power, producing our solar, and our wind, and all resourcing all the products which are done, getting them all here again for you guys, and then selling to you. So we're going to be having the website coming up. Well, let me rephrase. The website is up, and the website's going to change in the near future here. Derek and I are working on that. My daughter Cammie's also working on that. And you're going to start being able to go to the website very soon and purchasing these units, whether you want them in a rigid case or not, or you want them in our custom cases, either or. You'll be able to go over by the batteries there, the lithium batteries, the Life PO4 batteries. We will have them on the website for sale for what's in stock. And then, of course, anything else that you need to order, if we don't have it in stock, then you can still get it, and we'll just have it drop shipped to you. Currently, we have a pretty decent abundance of Life PO4 batteries, Headway 38120S cells. We have a pretty big abundance of Samsung 25R cells. And that's all that I'm going to primarily be dealing with right now. We've got a few more 18650 Life PO4 cells coming in, and some 26650 Life PO4 cells coming in. A123 brand on those 18650s and the 26650s are what we're working on. And so those are excellent, strong, reliable batteries for those of you who know about that. And and where have I been for so long? Well, with all the work I've been doing, I haven't been able to take 2 minutes to deal with any of my videos or my current business here. And I've been a little bit sick for a few months. And so that's really knocked me down. And doctors can't figure it out. They think they've got it figured out. So, well, they know what it is, but they don't know why it is. And so that's really, really been smashing me to the ground here quite a bit lately. So I'm getting beyond that, and it's getting better, and we should be good. Anyways, so that's why I haven't moved yet, Roy. And but we're still working on it. We have one house up, ready to go, listed for sale. We had a prospective buyer. They wanted me to give them a brand new air conditioning system. And I said no, so they backed out at the last minute. So it is what it is. We were still cleaning up here from Hurricane Irma. Hurricane Irma hit us pretty hard on our homes and stuff. And so there was a lot of work to be done, a lot of cleanup, a lot of roofs. All of my houses every one of my houses needed major repairs. So that's been going on, and that's taken all my time because I can't get a contractor that's worth any good here. And the contractors that I hire, I have to end up coming back behind them and doing the job myself. So it's kind of pointless. Even as early as today, I had a contractor in one of my houses today, just doing a simple frameless shower door at my daughter's. Paid a lot of money, and I have to go in behind him and tell him how to clean up his job and how to do it the right way. And after he was done and wanting to get paid. So, yeah, that's a story for another day. But anyways, I'm back on. I have in front of me here or beside me the infamous 3,000/9,000 watt solar generator in its entirety. And this is the rigid one that I started a long time ago and finished, and we just never got to do another video of it. So, I just wanted to kind of have that here for show and tell today, and, let y'all see it. I'm on my Mac camera right now, so, I don't know how well you guys can see this. I'm trying to look at myself on another screen to see how it's coming through. And on my iPad, it's pretty decent. You're not going to be able to read what's here on the screen. And because I don't have a cameraman here, Derek, then it's kind of hard for me to zoom up to these things. But I can show you guys everything. We got all the, the nice, cool little USB ports. This thing is silent, by the way, right now. I mean, just completely and utterly silent. Here's a couple of USBs. We've got a couple more USBs down here. And over here, we have a cigarette lighter adapter and a voltmeter. And there's your cigarette lighter adapter there. We have 420 outlets on their own circuit, and we have 3 more 120 volt outlets on a 20 amp GFI. Over here, we have a 30 amp. This is what the LR5 30 amp, 120 volt, 3-prong twist lock plug for, hardwiring into your house or whatever, your RV or whatever. We have an adapter you can put on this for your RV. So this is the unit. This is it. And how it looks in this particular state. Here's a 30 amp fuse that we have for this 30 amp socket here. And of course, this thing all works. We have DC power in, we have solar in, and we have wind in. And this is the system that we're going to be selling at the 3,000 watt level. This has currently only a 100 amp hour live PO4 headway battery system in it. So they're the 38 120 cells. And this thing is a monster. It's capable of doing so many things. I happen to have a couple of ACs over here. I've already been running them on it. I have a big, I think it's a 12,000 BTU window unit. And I have a little, I don't know, 8 or 10,000 BTU unit. I don't know. I have a huge one and a small one. I can't remember their exact specs, but it rocks them no problem. Also with a heat gun. So this is the prototype that you guys all seen back in the very beginning. And this is what is going to be going into the custom boxes. And actually, here's a stand for one of the custom boxes. This is a 1-inch aluminum tubing frame, square tubing. And that's what the 3,000 and 6,000 watt units are going to be coming in. And of course, this is just the frame. When it's done, it'll be nice and diamond plated and all aluminum and however you want it. You can have different customs finishes. You can have them in different colors. You don't have to have diamond plate. All of these things, of course, will change pricing a little bit, but not a whole bunch. Once you get into aluminum, you're in aluminum, and aluminum is what aluminum is for pricing. So without me sitting here rambling on and on, I'm going to shut this thing down for the time being and read a couple of your guys' deals, and then we can kind of go from there. As usual, I don't have a whole big bunch of people in my live chat because I'm not here that often, but I'm going to be here a lot. And because I don't have a cameraman, it's just me and my computer and what you see in the background. Okay, we're back to Marshall. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Don't want to miss anybody. Shannon, how deep are you planning on going into the solar generator? I'm going to go in pretty deep, Shannon, tonight on this generator. I'm going to try to answer a lot of questions, and I'm going to explain a couple things about what we're going to be doing with the YouTube, with the generators, how we're doing these generators, so on and so forth. So any questions that you have, please ask by all means. Shannon, isn't it you and your husband that also have a pretty big, I think it's a Syngeneer or something, inverter in your home? Is that you? 100 amp hour, Shannon. This has a 100 amp hour currently pack in it. That's it. 12 volt, 100 amp hour. And it takes up a third of the case. It's huge. I'll try my best to show it to you with the camera that I have here. Okay, sorry, Shannon. Different one then. Okay. I'm just reading a couple of these things here. Now, that being said, this only currently has a 100 amp hour battery in it. This box will easily handle 200 amp hours of the headway batteries, and we can actually get more in there if we go lithium, but these are Life PO4, so they're pretty big batteries. And I have some cells here for those of you. I mean, most of you guys, I'm sure, know what these are, but if you don't, this is the headway cell. And it's about, that's an iPhone 10. So, it's pretty good size. And, compared to an 18650, there's quite a bit of difference. Here's an 18650 compared to this. 2.5 amp hours at 25 amp discharge, 10 amp hours at 100 amp hour continuous discharge. This battery can't start on fire, explode, blow up, or burn. This one can. Those are the big differences. But the generator rocks, just for the record. And you can add as many battery packs to this as you want. Remember, these are all expandable. The other beautiful thing about this 12-volt system running in a Life PO4 setup is you can use AGM batteries. You can use lead-acid batteries. You can use any other 12-volt battery in the lead-acid field to run with this in conjunction with this and plug straight into this unit. You can charge this with your car, cigarette lighter, your alternator in your car. You can charge this with, wind, solar, water, whatever, because this is the same exact makeup as the voltage in your automobile. So automobile alternator runs at 14.4, 14.6 volts. This runs at 14.6, 14.8 volts. So several thousand life cycles, 25 to 50-year battery life on those batteries as well, for those of you who are wondering. How much does it weigh? Eric Smith says, it's heavy, man. And so is Michael. This thing, I hate to say that because I've bragged about how, this is going to be a lighter system, and it truly is compared to some AGM and lead-acid batteries. I haven't put it on a scale yet, but I can tell you this. The inverter that's in here, the 3,000 watt Ames inverter that's in this particular unit, I believe it was 80 pounds, or right about 80 pounds. No, I'm sorry. I think I'm wrong on that. 68 pounds, I think. The battery packs, I did weigh those. What were they? The battery packs, I think, are another 32 pounds. So a deadlift on this, like to pick it up in the air like I just did here, you're feeling it. It's over 100 pounds. I want to say this is just right at a little over 100 pounds with the 100 amp hour battery pack in it. Shannon, in regards to power handling, what sort of bus bar setup are you working with and its limits? Or do you do custom bus bars for different power levels? Good question, Shannon. I do custom bus bars on all my units. this particular setup here, for this is hardwire and fusible here only on this particular unit. Here, same thing. These are just straight in through the GFI. And then these are also just direct hardwire. So the bus bars that we use on these mostly for the system are, of course, on the battery packs themselves. And I do have some bus bars and stuff in here, just, you know, more of a lug than anything for the positive and negatives. For the DC power and a little bbit for the AC power. The bus bars on this particular battery are the straight up nickel plated copper, I believe it is, from Headway, the ones that they send with the batteries, and those work extremely fine. They'll withstand anything that this unit's going to throw at it. So, but we do make custom bus bars in different lengths and sizes, depending on what size of battery pack we're going to build, and, you know, how many, whether, you know, it's 4P or 3P or 15P or, you know, or whatever combination of series and parallel that we're putting together, we can CNC those bus bars. So if you need a bus bar built, let me know. We'll have custom bus bar tabs on the website, so you'll be able to go in and pick out and design your own bus bar, and then, you know, set your costs, and then we'll have them to you with usually in a week. And you can rush an order too. If you can send us the drawing or the schematic, we can put it in our system and our CAD, draw it up, and we can have it to you in a day, really. Okay, back to the Edro Shifty. I made a mistake in my question, sorry. Most specifically, how you made the off-grid inverter work with your net metering. I used 3 auto transfer switches, and my battery bank, of course, my inverter, my 20 kW generator, and then, of course, my shore power. So everything has to be isolated and separated in order to send power back to the meter safely. Let's see here. Approximate Shannon in regards to power handling. What sort of bus bar? Okay, there we go. Interesting. I'm a CAD designer by trade and work at CNC machine shop. Shannon, hook up with me for sure. If you're a CNC guy and you do AutoCAD drawings, I'm going to be looking for somebody to come in on this with me. I actually purchased my own CNC machine. I have it in my garage. I just got a small one for this because that's all I need right now for prototyping and stuff. And I have a buddy who has 2 10-foot tables, but he can't always accommodate me when I need it, and maybe you can. So I'm always willing to work with other people, and I'll pay you for your services, or we can trade, or anything you want. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. I run the software that I'm running is Advantage, I think it's called Advantage software, and I just have a small little 840, I think it is, CNC. I have a little Stepcraft too, but it does everything I need it to do. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know, man. Shoot me an email, and we'll go from there. I was just having some stuff designed today with my guy, Jeff, that I've talked about in previous videos as well. So what can this generator run? And what is, the one thing that, a lot of people have asked me, I get emails every single day, and people coming through the website and inquiring about the products and where are they and when can we buy them and how can we buy them, and we can't buy them on your website, and your website doesn't work and your website's crashed. Well, the website works. It's not crashed. It's just a template there for you to see that we're here, and it's a work in progress. We're now getting ready to actually go live with it. Well, it is live, but we're actually getting ready to go live with the products. You'll be able to go there, buy things, put in your credit card. Just give me a few more days, and Derek and I'll have it up and running in no time. The pictures are going to change. It's going to look like a completely different website once we're finished. That was just a generic thing that I put together one night and bought the domain and put it there. After that, that's as far as I go with websites. Derek's my web guy. He takes care of all my web work. Between him and my daughter, they do the website stuff. So I'm done with websites. I was done with websites 25 years, 30 years ago. But it'll be up and running, and you'll be able to get every single thing you need there on the website. All right, I got it. There we go. All right, so as I was saying, sorry. So all the questions that I get to come through the website and everything else, I got on a ramble. Sorry, guys. How much do these things cost? Everybody wants to know, how much does that cost? And the short answer is a lot. You know, I mean, really, that's the short answer. And the long answer is more of, okay, well, pick a model, pick a wattage, pick an amperage, pick how many batteries you want. You know, what kind of a battery pack do you want? How many watts do you want? Do you want this in 12 volt, 24 volt, or 48 volt? Do you want to be able to grid tie? Do you want to be standalone? Do you want to be completely portable? Do you want to be semi-portable? All of these things are going to change the price. All right. So that being said, in this current form of this box right here, how much does this cost? Okay, well, let's compare it to some of the other things that are out there. Compared to the Yeti Gold Zero 3000, it's about the same cost as it sits right here. It's far more superior. And that's not my opinion. That's a fact. It runs a continuous 3,000 watts for the Gold Zero, or the Yeti Gold Zero 3000, or the Yeti 3000 runs 1,500 watts with the 3,000 surge for about a fraction of a millisecond. They claim it goes up to, I think, 2 or 3 seconds if memory serves. Don't quote me on that, but I still think it's a millisecond. If not, it is a fraction of a second. The 3000 is the best one they've come out with yet, but it still cannot do what this can do. A lot of things the Yeti can't do that this can do. One, this can run 3,000 continuous watts. This could run a 9,000 watt surge for 20 seconds. Pretty much this will kick on anything that you're going to ever need it to kick on with at this capacity. Now, the one thing that I have not kicked on with this is my whole house air conditioning system. I haven't tried it, and I don't think I'm going to try it. I don't know. I might try it for fun just to see if it'll actually do it because of the big surge it has. But the problem with this is it's only 85 amp units. So I don't think it's going to have enough amperage to actually pull it off, or even that 1 second surge it needs to kick that whole house AC on. But price of the unit in a simplified version, the short answer is going to be in the 4,000s for this unit. But it is what it is. You're getting an incredible inverter. You're getting an incredible battery pack. You can charge this thing any way you can possibly think of. It's safe. It's quiet. It's not going to start a fire. I could go on and on trying to sell this, but it really does sell itself. All of you guys know about lithium batteries and LiFePO4 batteries, and you know how expensive they are. And if you just do the simple math, you can see that it just is where it is price wise. I'm competing with the Yeti and similar items out there, but my product is by far more superior. I'm not saying this piece right here, not this particular product in this housing in this way. You're looking at a prototype, but the final product, the product that you would purchase, is superior in many ways. It might not be as pretty, but more superior. And that's what we're all about right here, is the power, the stored energy capacity, the reliability, the warranty. Did I forget to mention this has a lifetime warranty? It is limited, but it is still a lifetime warranty. And the limitations are very minuscule. They're very, very small. We're making this to where, you only have to buy it once and that's it. You'll always want to buy, accessories that are coming along with this thing and an extra battery pack maybe, and so on and so forth. So that lifetime warranty is legitimate. It's, when I say limited, limited means you mess it up. Well, I can't warranty what you do. But if it's messed up due to me or my company, then we'll take care of that free of charge. All you got to do is ship it back to us and we'll take care of it. Or in certain cases, we can ship you the part and you can just fix it very quickly, because some of this stuff is simple plug and play. So it should be pretty simple for you guys to be able to do yourself. Now remember, guys, don't let this one scare you, because it's $4,000 plus dollars. We have different versions of this. We have bigger, we have smaller. You don't need necessarily a 3,000 watt low frequency inverter. By the way, anybody who wants this unit right here, I will be selling this unit. You're more than welcome to purchase it. I'll get an exact price for you the way it sits or with more batteries. And this is the last one of these that I want to do. And when I'm finished with this, the rigid will be gone. Unless you would like the rigid, then I'll leave it there. And the reason this is the last one of these that I'm going to do is because I'm doing my own branding, as you guys know. I think these are cool, the Milwaukee and the rigids, and I've got them all. But they're a real bitch to work with. These cases they're awesome. They're strong. They're heavy. They do what you need them to do. You think right up front, but they're a nightmare to work with, man. They have so many different gussets and supports and curvatures and hidden compartments that it's a nightmare to get these little pieces and parts. And you think you're going to need, but you don't. And so it's just easier to build a whole entire box out of aluminum or steel or diamond plate or something, custom fit it, do it our way and whatnot. But if you're really into rigid or you're into Milwaukee or DeWalt, you just want one in one of those boxes, we'll be more than happy to build one for you. But this is the last 3,000 watt, low frequency, 200 amp hour unit that I want to build in this box. It's very finessable and it's tight. And from a business standpoint and a warranty perspective, digging into this box is super, super tight. So I prefer to build them in the way I want to build them. That way they're just really easy to work with. But if you want it, I'll sell it to you. And if you want me to build you one, I'll build you one. I would prefer to be at 2,000 watts and smaller because the inverter is so big and heavy that it takes up all that space. And once it's in there, it's really hard. Like you need a little elf to be able to go in there and hook everything up because it's such tight tolerances once that inverter's inside. Look at a couple more of these questions. And guys, if I ramble, just give me a slap and shut me off. Just say something in the chat and I'll try to get back on task. All right, Shannon, definitely. Okay, let's hook up, Shannon. Do you have my web address, Shannon? I'm not my web address, but my email. Michael Lassard, I paid $2,400 for a Yeti 3000 a few months ago. Is that the Yeti, Michael? The Yeti 3000 lithium I thought was around $4,500. Am I mistaken on that for the new one? I could be. Michael, it's nice, but would like more. I've dealt with the Yeti myself 3000, and it's nothing compared to this in any way, shape, or form. It's great for backpacking. It's great for tailgating. It's great for going to the park. It's great for a weekend camping trip. It's cool to have it on your boat. And it's good if the lights go off for a few hours. But I mean, let's face it, if you're talking running a freezer, running a refrigerator, taking care of the things that you need, real stuff, quick charge capabilities, unlimited amount of charge capabilities to get power back to the system, then there's no comparison. Okay, $2,400 for Yeti, $3,000 for, okay, read that one. Okay, Shannon. Oh, by the way, I'm building headway batteries with nickel-plated copper bus bars. Nickel-plated copper bus bars, 0.6 millimeters, $4,000. Interesting with the lifetime warranty. Wow. Okay, Shannon, I'm hoping you're saying, okay, I'm building some stuff and that's cool, bus bars and $4,000. Interesting with the lifetime warranty. Wow. I'm hoping like that's a good wow. Not a bad wow. Not building in a toolbox is a good move. Yes, we never intended to build and stay in these toolboxes. This was strictly a prototype, and it was closed. It was encased. It was simple. It was cheap. It was a nightmare. In the long run, man, it was a nightmare. I'll tell you that right now. So, yeah, I prefer to stay out of it. If your email is on your YouTube, then yes. I think it might be on my channel, Shannon, my email. But if not, please go to my website, wes.techguide.com. Go to the bottom of the page. There's a contact form. Just put your info, man. Just let me know that you're there. It'll give me your email address, and then I'll respond to that, and you'll then have my email address and all my contact information. And we can go from there. And actually, I can just give you my email address here. It's not really a big deal. So those of you who haven't done that and you'd like to reach out to me in an email, by all means, feel free to do that. Jeez. Boom. It's pretty simple. Wes@techguide.com. I'll get those emails and be able to answer any questions you might have. Okay, let's see here. Strawberry. My question is, are there good specs to run Fortnite GUA2 with AMD FX 6300 processor, NVIDIA GeForce GT 730, 2 gigabyte, 8 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte hard drive, and Windows 10. My question is, are these good specs to run Fortnite? Okay, so I guess this is a computer question, huh, Strawberry? Are these good specs to run Fortnite? AMD FX 6300 processor, NVIDIA GeForce, okay, GT 730, 2 gigabytes, 8 gigabytes, 1 terabyte. Okay, Windows 10 for Fortnite. The 730 card will work. You only need the 570 to work for Fortnite. So the 730 is plenty with 2 gigabytes of memory. 8 gigabytes of memory, 1 terabyte hard drive is more than enough to play any game. And unfortunately, I'm not familiar with the AMD FX 6300 processor because I'm an Intel guy. So I believe that sounds like it might be, because basically when we're playing video games, it's all in the video card. So I don't know if you're asking me about, is the computer specs good enough to play the game, or if this is good enough to run the computer that you're playing the game on. But from the looks of it, you've got a good enough video card that it will run Fortnite, because I believe Fortnite's a 570. I don't play Fortnite, but my grandson does. And I did just buy a pretty decent little monster PC laptop. I bought an Asus Rogue the other day. I haven't even opened it. Got it brand new in the box. I want to do a video on it, so I haven't even opened it yet. It's got a 1060 or 1070 NVIDIA. Michael again. I went on sale for a few days in July. Agreed. 1500 watts is just nice. Yeah, 1500 watts is nice, but when it's 1500 watts is all you have and it's maximum, it's just small stuff. It won't, it'll do little stuff, but and we have those too. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to like smack them down because they're awesome. The Yeti is awesome. I bow down to the Yeti, except this one's just better. That's all, the way I've designed it and built it. But if I didn't do this stuff and I didn't have this, I'd probably have a Yeti 3000 myself. But a couple of them are, I've always got to have more power, because I got, look around. I mean, it's just power is everywhere. I'm efficient with my power, but I'm kind of a power whore, so to speak. So I have to have a little bit of power, man. It's just the way that it is. And I hate to be in the dark, because we're in a modern day and age, and I shouldn't have to be in the dark. And I prefer my electronics. I like my TV to be on. I like my lights to be on. I like my music to be playing. If I want to, kick on my electronic drums when I want to be quiet, I can do that. If I want to watch a movie, I can do that. If I want my, cold soda or beer or whatever, I want my refrigerator to be running. And if power company can't keep that stuff on, then I'll keep it on myself. I have no problems with that. Okay, guys. Also, I think I've got a couple thousand subscribers now. So everybody who's here that are subs, thanks for subbing. And there was a time where I was mentioning, hey, YouTube screwed with me and took my money away and blah, blah, blah. And I was a little upset about that, as a lot of us YouTubers were. But there, it wasn't the fact that they took the measly $100 away. It was the fact that I'd already earned that and they took it away. And I believe in grandfather rights and grandfathering and stuff. And I had surpassed their minimum qualifications. It was at a sickening rate, and they still made me wait months and months. But I do want to say that happening had no delay or any reasoning or anything behind me not putting out a video, because the money that I'm getting from YouTube is ridiculous. Just for the record, I mean, I haven't been doing this for 2 years. I'm in that $100 check range, but I did want to bring that up because, we do have a couple hundred or a couple thousand, 2,400 subscribers now or something like that. And it happened really fast. Once we got past, I think, that first 1,000, it just seemed to just go. And right before I got to 1,000, YouTube took my monetization away. And then it's like, as soon as they took it away, it went right to 2,000. And I was just so pissed. And it wasn't because of the monetization as much as it was the other things that come along with that monetization got taken away as well. And that's what I was more concerned about, sponsorships and so on and so forth, because I'm building a business. So that's just how it is. Yes, LEDs and refrigeration everywhere. Okay, so yes. All right. Now, nobody's asking me any questions, and I guess I'm just kind of rambling. So I will continue to do so because I'm so good at it. Guys, if I missed you, I apologize. Type in again, comment again, and I'll catch it here towards the bottom. YouTube. So hey, Strawberry, if you're still on, did I answer your question appropriately on the computer? Are you looking to see if your computer will handle a Fortnite game, or are you asking if this will handle your computer while you play Fortnite? Because if the question is, will this handle your computer, that computer, while you play Fortnite? Yes, for about a month. So not a problem. Okay, guys, let's go back over generators. Custom built, my way or your way, however you'd like it. You're going to get some of my goodies in there that I can't talk about, and I unfortunately will never talk about on a video to the public. As you all know, it is a business at the end of the day, and I have big plans for this. So we have these starting as low as a 600-watt unit with different size of battery packs. And as you know, we go up to 15,000 watts. So obviously 15,000 watts isn't going to be very portable, but we're going to make it portable. We are actually working on the 12,000 watt portable right now. Got a video coming up on that. And yes, it is my system that you've seen earlier mounted in my home. It's gone through a couple of different R&D processes, and now it is really going to go portable in the next few days. We're working on it now. That's one of the things I was doing today, was getting that set up. And it's not going to be as portable as this, obviously, but it is going to be portable in a manner in which it can be moved around. You can load it up in a truck. You can take it from place to place. You don't have to mount it. You just bring it into your garage or put it on the side of your house, hardwired in, and you're golden. You're running. So remember, we have all different sizes. We have high frequency. We have low frequency, everything from that 600 watts to that 15 kW. We have pure sine wave on everything, and it'll always be pure sine wave unless you request a modulated sine wave. And there are people that do want modulated sine waves. So any combination of what you want, we can build it. I can build it, and we can get it to you. Shannon, ultracapacitors and solar generators, why would you use them if the Life PO4 cells are quite powerful? Well, Shannon, that's a question for another day. And that's one of those things I'm only going to talk a little bit about. There's a lot going on with those ultracapacitors and those Life PO4 batteries. And so maybe one day when you and I are talking on the phone about doing some CNC work together, maybe, and some other things, we'll talk about that. But it's not something that's going to come out on a video anytime soon. It is kind of a trade secret, and what's being done with them is a patent pending process. So that's why I can't really elaborate into those that much. But they do play a major role in what I do, and a major role in this product. And they help keep this product above and beyond everybody else's. And they help. Let me put it to you this way. They allow this box to not only give the power that it's needed to give you what you need, it allows your power to come back in a very efficient, quick manner. And that's why we're using them. And the weakest link in here, the strongest link in here, obviously, is the battery bank and then the inverter. I don't care how many amps of battery power you have. I don't care if you have 10,000 amps of continuous discharge battery pack. If your inverter can't handle it, then that's a waste, right? So our weakest link would be then at the inverter. Whether it be an 85 amp load, 100 amp load, a 200 amp load, so on and so forth. So the ultracapacitors are more of a kind of a thing in this device. They're in there, and but what they do isn't what some people think they would do, and they also do that as well. So it's kind of a riddled thing, and I have to talk very vaguely and riddly about it. So I guess we can leave it at that. If you want to have a private conversation with me about it, we can discuss it a little bit. But it is a big part of this product that I built. Or maybe I misunderstood your question. I'm sorry, Shannon. Maybe I did. Or even your statement. Ultracapacitors and solar generators, question mark. Why would you use them if LiFePO4 cells are quite powerful? Okay, so I think I kind of answered that. Alex Brio, hey Alex, how much would a 3K LiFePO4 cost? I would have to sit down and figure that out. Okay, a 3K LiFePO4 cost. Alex, are you asking me how much would a 3,000 watt generator LiFePO4 cost? Or are you asking me how much would a 3,000 watt LiFePO4 battery cost? Or 3 kilowatt hours? I'm not sure exactly what you're saying. So if you could rephrase that, Alex Brio, I'd appreciate it. Turn a light on here. What's coming up, folks? I was supposed to be doing some traveling and coming around and doing some stuff, and of course, life happens. Businesses have to be sold, houses have to be dealt with, and so that's kind of what happened. And so, actually, my wife is about to kick the heck out of me because I haven't taken her anywhere, and so we're getting ready to do that. And so I talked earlier in the last video, I think, about doing some traveling. So that's for my wife and I. We're trying. We have these airplane tickets we have to just eat up because Hurricane Irma came. We were supposed to go to New York, and when we were in New York, we were going to go see Bruno Mars in concert. And my wife really wanted to go see that show, and I wanted to go see that show. And because Hurricane Irma came, we got our power on like literally a day or two before the concert. And my wife's like, "All right, let's go." But we had 3 houses in turmoil and no power really for that week or 10 days. It created a lot of hell for me. So I couldn't go. I just couldn't. Plus, there was another hurricane headed to, I think it was Jose was headed up toward New York, and I wasn't going to be stuck up there in another hurricane. So we didn't get to go. So we're going to be doing some traveling here really soon because we got to use up those refunded tickets and whatnot. Battery Expo coming up. Yes. I don't do a lot of stuff like those expos like that. I mean, I do expos. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be going to some. My battery people I've dealt with for years, and so I'm going to continue to deal with my battery people. I always am looking for new stuff. But batteries have pretty much stayed pretty solid for about a decade. Nothing's really changed too dramatic in lithium and LiFePO4 and carbon plates and things like that. I kind of threw a little something out there that, we're going to be doing in the near future, those carbon plates. Yes, I'm going to be doing some, I think I'm going to be doing some YouTube stuff, and I got to go check and meet with a couple of people and about YouTube that I've been collaborating with. And we're going to try to get some stuff going and get some donations made and stuff like that for some people that need some of these things. How much would that's the same question. Alex, if you can hear me, buddy, ask your question again. How much would a 3K LiFePO4 cost? I'm lost at that. Anybody help me? Derek, anybody? Derek, what's going on, buddy? I heard a sorry, buddy. Okay, I see a sorry, buddy. Let me know you're still with us, Derek. So I'm in Florida, guys. We're getting close. Let me tell you, I might have mentioned this before. I've got a full storage unit full of stuff, 3 garages, 2 huge pods, these moving pods full of stuff. Everything we buy currently, we're saving all the boxes so we can pack it up. So we have been getting ready for this big move that we're doing. My daughter's got a lot of her house packed. I completely kicked my daughter, her husband, and my grandkids out of their house for like 6 months. We just remodeled everything. They just moved back in about a week, 10 days, 2 weeks ago. And then they had to pack. It's like they moved because they had to pack everything up and clear it out of their house. And then they're back in, but they can only put some of their stuff back in because, well, we're selling the house and we're moving. But I've got stuff strung everywhere. Plus, I've got stuff being imported in, and it's becoming a nightmare. I was hoping to not import anything until I got moved, but it's now going to be a few more months before I move. So I'm importing a bunch of stuff. So I've got solar panels coming again, more batteries coming in, inverters coming in. So anybody, if you have some like weird freak inverter that you need that like we're not going to pretty much carry all the time or ever get, but you have a special need for something, let me know. I can get it for you. you know, maybe it's a 36 volt or something. I don't know. Or, you know, maybe you need a 50 kW inverter. Let me know. When I'm bringing shipping containers in, as long as you buy it, I'll get it for you and we'll bring it in, help you out. Battery Expo coming up. Shannon, where's the Battery Expo at you're talking about? Eric, it's really hard for me to show the inside of the inverter. I could, because one, it's over 100 pounds, and I'm sitting at my desk with a computer, and there's not really a good angle I can get, and it's just kind of a bunch of stuff in there, but I can give you a better idea. I mean, I guess I can open it up. Oh, it's got a lift off. There we go. All right, did you get a good look? All right, there it is. There's that inverter. There it is, kids. So inside of the inverter, you mentioned it, is what's in there? Well, look at that. There's a battery cell in there, and there's a lot of stuff in there. I can't really get you inside of it to see it right now, and you know, for those of you who are interested in the schematics for these things, we're going to have those on the website. For those of you guys who are interested in the parts, the components, the pieces, the wiring, we're going to have all of that on the website. I'm going to do as many infomercials or informative videos here on YouTube for you guys on these things so you can see them and get an idea of how they work. And I'm going to help all you your DIYers the best I can with my knowledge and the parts. So I've done all the part sourcing. I know, you know, how many of these I have to buy at such a rate and everything and so on and so forth. So we'll have all those for sale on the website as well. So that's something for the DIYers. You can always get them yourself and build them if you need to. Ultracast, okay, we're there. Shannon, interesting. Battery expert coming out. Still here. Okay, so not a lot of chat going on. Can you show the inside of the solar generator? Okay, that was the last one. Shannon, Novi, Michigan. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be up there anytime soon. The next, I know I'm taking my wife on a little vacation here, and then after that, I don't know where we're going to go because we haven't decided yet. Then we're going to be doing some traveling, and I think because the way time got now from where I wanted to go, where my plans were to go before, New York, LA, some other stuff, Philly. It might be New York and Philly next after a vacay. Philly for obvious reasons, and New York for my own personal obvious reasons because I love the city. There's so much going on there. Of course, there'll be some business happening as well. I see batteries at the top. So does the weight sit at the back or the bottom, or is it top heavy? Eric, good question. As a matter of fact, the weight is balanced. So you have battery packs. One battery pack that you see is in the back. That is correct. Battery pack sits right here. And this is 40 38120S cells, 20 stacked on top of 20. They're all wired in over here on this side, and they come into the inverter about over here. Inverter's down here in the front, and so it's actually a really nice balanced combination. Rolls great on the wheels. We can put in, like I said, another 100 amp hours of batteries quite simply, but not too simply, because this box is tight. But in my box, in the one I build, that'll be no problem. Matter of fact, you'll be able to get this in my box with up to 300 amp hours of stored energy. So just because it's designed for it, it doesn't have any limitations. This box has cut corners, angle corners. The box sags in. It's got a curvature to it. Inside the box you don't have as much room to work with as you might think, because there's a lot of structural stuff, plastic structural stuff to keep the box steady and secure for your tools. A lot of gussets. If you know what gussets are, support pieces. They're crisscrossed everywhere. They're just everywhere on this thing. So for me, for prototyping purposes, it really doesn't matter what type of battery I put in or what size, as long as I run the voltage that I need, enough power to make it work and run. And then I'm good with that. So I just put 100 amp in here because I just wanted to fit 100 amp in here, and I did go to a 200 amp. But then when I have to work on anything or take anything apart or change something or add anything, it becomes a real pain. It's really tight. I only have about 2 inches of clearance at any point in this box to work with. And this is a deep box. I mean, 2 inches is not a lot to work with. You got to have those little elf hands to get in there, and I don't have that. So it's really hard to get some of this stuff because you can't get to the front. I didn't want to cut the box open and leave holes on the sides and stuff, and I didn't want to put, refix the box because it was just prototype. But I've got a shut off, a direct shut off in here, so everything should go down. Or it just did, yeah. Give it a second, and you'll start seeing everything here. Well, on the inverter side, shut off. We still have all of our 12-volt stuff, so I've killed the main breaker to the inverter, but we still have all the 12-volt stuff. And I'll grab a couple things, show you guys here how it works a little bit. Philly is beautiful this time of the year, right, bro? So is Naples. Naples is awesome, too. Southwest Florida is awesome, Derek Smith. But, yeah, Philly's beautiful this time of the year. I know, bro. Michael, what will be your website URL? Michael, my website URL is already there at the current time, and it is westhattechguy.com. Derek, help him out with that. Would you text that or put that in the chat so he can get that and do an at to that guy, to Michael Lassard. Shannon, do I see flashing lights all the way across the battery's top under the white pad? I don't know. Do you see flashing lights under there? The question is there a BMS in there? Am I balance charging? Both. Both are there. Idrio Shiffy, are you using a modified Sigeneer 3 kilowatt? Have you repacked it to fit in the box? I see their remote on the front of the pack. Did you implemented their battery temperature control? The answer, Idrio Shiffy, is no, absolutely not. As I said before, that's not that inverter. This inverter is an Ames power inverter. I've got videos. Go back to my channel and watch my videos on this setup. You'll see exactly what's inside this box. This is the Ames power supply in there, is what you see. But I do have a battery temp sensor in this. Okay, so that's great because I'm glad that you brought that up, and that brings me to my next question. We have a whopping 12 people on this chat and 11. So who makes my inverters? Everybody asks this over and over and over and over and over and over. And I get a lot of you guys send me messages and comments on YouTube. Okay, first rule of YouTube. This isn't my rule. This is their rule. All right. Don't put links into your comments because if you put a link in, it automatically flags it for spam. And I might not see it for a while. I've got to go in and actually weed through those things. If you got a YouTube channel, you know about this. So if you put any kind of email links or something, anything, they're going to, the spam bots take it out. So, they leave it there, but they filter it for me. Okay. So if you're asking me a direct question about where I bought something or what brand it is, and you're putting a URL in there, fake it up somehow, and make me put it back together. So, that way it'll get posted. Ampersand symbols, or at symbol, .coms, .jpeg, .gif, things like that. They automatically get spam filtered out. So we don't see those comments. Some comments I don't see for a month. So I do apologize to you folks for that. Where do I get my inverters? Well, I get them in China, and I buy them from one of the biggest inverter companies in the world. And they make a lot of inverters for a lot of companies, and they make a lot of inverters worldwide. And that's where I buy my inverters. And my inverters are my inverters. I keep seeing this other name, and I don't know what that name is, but that's not my inverter. This is an Ames Corp inverter, Ames Power Corp. They're a company that's out of Nevada, Winnemucca, no, somewhere in Nevada. Maybe Vegas, Winnemucca, something, I don't know. But they're made in China nonetheless. That's the blue, Ames, AIMS. That's a great inverter. This is their remote. It says so right there, Ames Power. Turn on the screen. I know you can't see it, but I got the thing off. Give me a second. I'm sorry. It says Ames right there. There's their phone number. I know you can't see it because of the camera, but that says aimscorp.net. So that's where this comes from. I have my own inverter brand built, just like Ames did. I just had mine. We haven't put a name on it yet because, well, we're not ready for that, but we're messing around with some names. If anybody wants to give me a name or shoot me a name or have some name ideas, let myself or Derek know. And if we choose your name, we'll pay you for the use of the name and the copyright on that name. So if something you come up with and we like it, we'll be more than happy to show the wealth on that. Ames source all of its inverters from its engineer. Oh, okay, I see. Interesting. Yeah. So what kind of inverter do you have, Idro? Shiffy? I was starting to say something. I got sidetracked. Derek, do you know what I was saying? Get me back on track. Somebody slap me back on track. 15 kilowatt. Nice. I like that. 15 kilowatt. That's a lot of power. Hi, Wes. I'm new to your channel. Found you a couple of days ago. Hello, Robert. Welcome. Thank you for coming on in. You have a double 15 kilowatt. Is that what you're saying, Idro? Idro Shiffy. Am I saying your name right, Idro Shiffy? All right. I think Derek must have took off again. Sometimes I need to give Derek a good slapping. I don't see him anywhere. I was starting to say something. I got sidetracked on, I think, the battery pack or something. Or maybe this, I think the gentleman asked me about this. What's coming up in the future with these accessories? Oh, you know what I was going to do? I was going to run the thing. Idro Shifty, what are you talking about when you say double? Derek is still here. There, Derek is. Derek, be paying attention, buddy. Keep me in track, man. I get rambling, bro. Yes, working parallel on different load. They are not stackable. So are you saying you're running two 15 kW inverters simultaneously in parallel on a different load? So basically you have two using two battery banks, one battery bank, huge battery bank, any battery bank, because you don't have to have a battery bank, everybody. Those of you who, a lot of you guys are here, you probably know, I don't know. You don't have to have a battery bank to run an inverter. They run without batteries. Yes, he says, yes, huge. How huge is your battery bank? Please tell, do tell. And what kind of battery bank do you have? You type that. I'm going to get up and grab some stuff to power up. And let's see what we got here with this thing. All right. So this is always the good test, right? This is the good old test. We got a Wagner heat gun. And this Wagner heat gun, I think, only draws about 12 or 1,300 watts. I can't remember. Let me read it here. So this is taking 10 amps at 1,200 watts. Yes, huge. 120 kW Tesla. 120 kW Tesla. Is that a Tesla pack, or did you make a pack like Tesla, or is it from Tesla? Is it from a Tesla car? Give us some more information. You got this going on, man. You know what you're doing here, so tell us what it is. I'm going to power up this gun here. So one thing that I've learned with these heat guns, if you put them on low, these inverters love to buzz. But if you put them on high, they don't. So here's the gun. Now I'm only going to run this for a second. My middle position is low, and my bottom position is high. So we'll go to low and to the buzz. You hear that buzz? I don't know why that is, but Now we go to high. We can see it get red hot. Running no problem. Sucking that power though. Look at that. So that's always a test of the old emergency broadcast system and what will this handle. Now, of course, it didn't take all that voltage to run. It just made it look like it did. So, we can turn it on again. We can get it red hot again and watch that voltage drop. I can put a watt meter on here. We can do all that good stuff. Idro Shifty, thank you. 24 modules. That's nice. What modules do you have? Tesla kilowatt hour. Do you have the Tesla Model S modules, or are you using the smart card modules, the Model X? Do tell before you go. Let us know what kind of modules you're using. And where'd you buy them? Where are you based out of? $24 modules. Thanks for the action. I have to go. Don't go yet, buddy. Guys, anybody got any questions? Yes, Model X and S90. Nice. Okay, I know those. What state are you in? Are you in the U.S.? I bought some of those myself. I have some of the smart car ones that I use in my home, and then I have oh my gosh, I think they're from the 85, the S85, I believe, if my memory serves. And those are going into a 24-volt 6 kW system. Florida, Miami. Okay. Well, I'm on the other coast, bro, 100 miles from you. I'm over here by Fort Myers. So thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. If you got to go, I understand. Come back, check in. Be sure to sub and all the good stuff. We're going to have a lot of videos coming out real soon. Derek's going to fly down from Philly. We're going to film a bunch. We do have a bunch already done up that we got to work on and get edited that I've been shooting along the way. We'll ping you. Okay. Good enough, buddy. Thanks for coming in. All right. Anybody have any questions on what's going on? Solar panels, batteries, uses of these units. By the way, I have family in Fort Pierce, but live in Hawaii. Okay. We're at Hawaii because I was just talking to a gentleman over there. I'm sure you don't know the guy, but I get a lot of people from Hawaii asking me questions, and I've been shipping some stuff over. He's on Oahu. Lapaka is his name. Maui, okay. I have a friend who owns some property in Maui. He now lives in Spokane, Washington, but he still has his property. He's got a house and stuff over there. Well, he had a house over there. I don't know if he still does after the volcano and whatnot, but wasn't the volcano on Maui? All the USBs here work, guys. This thing will run. I've ran some tests with the ACs, like I said. I do have the ACs over here, but with this camera setup, I can't really get them over here that easy. But they will run. So if you guys want to see those, I can just extension cord them over here, kick them on, and I can maybe turn my camera around, and you can see the ACs on the floor. Like I said, I'm going to be custom building these. They're going to be very nice. They're not going to be in this box. Any customization you need, wheels with wheels, without wheels. If you guys want a build for a permanent installation, we've got that. If you want it for portable installation or portability, we have that as well. Whatever size you need, whether you want high frequency, low frequency, all the combinations and above, we're going to have all of those. Portable will obviously be limited to 24 volts. Those of you who know anything about this, 24 volts is more than enough because for portability. Because you just need double the batteries to get to 24 volts from 12 volts. 3,000 watts, 12 volts will handle it no problem. But, if you're going to be running it a long time and living on it and stuff, then you want to go to 24 volt systems rather than 12 volt systems. But you're going to spend double the money on batteries. Just say it. Finally in Fort Pierce. Okay. That's Hawaii or the Big Island. What kind of solar panels would you use for 12 or 24 volts? 12. What kind of solar panels do I use? Well, obviously you have to. Most solar panels are rated anywhere from 18 and above voltage anyway. So for 24 volt stuff, you're probably going to be using a 200 watt panel. There's too many variations when you're looking at solar panels. Just because 100 watts, 100 watt, it can come in different voltage ratings. So it'd be basically more of what your application calls for. But we will have solar panels. We're going to be getting some 350 watts, 320 watts, 360 watts, some 240 watts, some 200 watts, some 100 watts. We have a ton of them. Talking number of cells or voltage. Number of cells or voltage. You mean number of cells on the panel? I notice you might get 60 or so watts out of a 100 watt panel. And there ever a point they would reach their full 100 watt, or can you rate your inverter based on the lower input? Yeah, Eric. Solar panels are never 100% efficient, and the more efficient they are, the more money they cost. Period. Yes. A lot of it has to do with how clean they are, how they're made, of course, where they're at in the sun, what kind of a sun you have, what part of the country you're in is going to determine all those different factors. I got to be honest with you, man. I am not a solar panel expert, never have claimed to be. So solar panels are something we're going to be having and selling, and we're going to have the different brands and the different models and quality of panels. We're going to have cheap panels and expensive panels. And you know that old saying, you get what you pay for. So we've got about 4 different brands coming in, and that's what we'll be using in our builds. And then, of course, we have flexible panels. We have small panels, the long flexible panels. We have the big 100 watt style or 200 watt style flexible panels. We've got some other generators that you guys haven't seen coming out, which with built-in panels. Everything's there. You know, it's an all-in-one kind of a kit. There's a couple of people that are doing some similar stuff, and we'll be doing something similar to what they're doing. And it'd be kind of a plug and play kit. It'd be something like this, not as much power, not as much, inverter power, plenty of battery power, and you'll be able to take it anywhere, and it'll be self-contained. Remember I was talking earlier about the satellite capabilities, all the above. Well, that's part of that package when you're getting into that area with the built-in solar panels and whatnot. Yes. Okay, Robert. What do you mean by high and low frequency? Robert, high frequency, low frequency inverters mean basically the short version is high frequency inverters are stuff that you find everywhere cheaply. Let's say a 3,000 watt inverter is, $300. Generally, that's a low frequency or a high frequency inverter. It only runs at, it might be a 3,000 watt inverter, but it's only going to surge 200%. So it's going to surge to 600 watts at a millisecond. A low frequency inverter, if you bought a 3,000 or you have a 3,000 watt low frequency inverter, has a transformer inside of it. It's very heavy, and it's going to surge usually at 300% up to 20 to 30 seconds or even more. Price difference is more than double watt for watt. That's the short version. And if you're running, portable power, high frequency is fine if you don't need a ton of power. This system here is more for, it's portable, but this would be more to run your RV, no problem, your house. You're not going to run your stove necessarily on this, or your clothes dryer, because this is not a 220 volt system. It's only 120 volt. But we do have 220 volt systems, but you still necessarily aren't going to be using those things in a power outage. If you're off the grid, then yes, these will work. We'll just build them for your specs, and of course you'll need your wind or your solar and or the ample battery storage, energy storage to make that work for you. So 72 cell panels for 24 volt, of course, with MPPT solar charger. Shannon, that'll work fine. We got 60 cell, 72 cell, 90 cell, 80 cell panels, poly, mono, either or, backwards and forwards, man. Everybody's got their own opinions on solar panels and what they do. Same thing with the PWM controllers versus the MPPT controller. you know, until you start getting into the money end of things with solar controllers and panels, there's really not a lot of difference. I can tell you, MPPT, if you're buying generic stuff and you're only spending a couple $100 on it, it's really not true MPPT. You don't have to spend a lot of money to make it that, but you know, or have a name brand. You just have to be careful that you're making sure that you're getting the right stuff. A lot of people right now are putting MPPT on stuff just to sell it, and because people don't know better, and it's just a PWM at the end of the day. And I have seen PWM controllers and MPPT controllers side by side. I've seen them for $100, and I've seen them for $1,500. I've seen the $100 MPPT beat the hell out of the $1,500 MPPT. And I'm not going to mention anybody's names here because that's just not good business. But maybe one day I'll do a YouTube video on those. So there are some places out in the world, you know, way far out back that, you know, that got some controllers and stuff, and they charge a lot of money for those and stuff, and they're good, they are great. But then there's some other companies that, you know, aren't way out back, and they got some other stuff, and you know, they got some gold in them, some sun and things like that, and you know, they work really good. And you know, as we've stated before, and we've talked in some of these videos, in my videos, in these live chats, guys, there's only so many people building these things the right way. And there's only so many people building them. There's only so many factories, right? So there's only so many people building all of the panels and all of the inverters and all of the batteries. And if you do your research and look hard enough, you'll be able to find all these things out, who's who and who's what. It just takes time to find out who's actually behind everything. You know, there's somebody always behind the golden curtain, man. And you know, I've been in the import business for a lot of years, and I've been in business for a lot of years. And branding is key. You know, we all brand our things the way we want, but a lot of us buy the same exact product and we put our name on it, and we're all using the same product. And it's just a matter of how well we can market that product is determines how well we do. And others are better at marketing than others, and so therefore they win at the game. And other people have endless amounts of money and they can market better than everybody else, and so they destroy at the game. Isn't that right, Derek? Derek knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't think a 60 cell panel is enough for 29 volt. No, it's not. It's not enough for the panel, Shannon. But I'm just saying those are the panels that we're bringing in. And we're working with, I just had a whole ton of panels a few months back, if you guys remember, and they were sold before they even hit the States. So this time around, I'm making sure that we have enough for everybody, if, you know, so I could sell to you guys as well. And then, hey, you know what? Anybody know anything about the 25% tariff that's going on? You guys want to talk about that for a minute? Useful information, Alonzo Gonzalez. Alonzo Gonzalez, thank you for joining the video. Does anybody know anything about the 25% tariff that was imposed on Chinese goods, and how it's going to affect all of us, and how it's going to affect our batteries and our solar power, and any of you guys that are doing electric bikes or anything electrical? Well, I'm here to tell you that they're, yes, Eric, the one that Trump put in. That's the exact one I'm talking about. So eventually here, folks, believe it or not, if this stuff stays solid in gold, we're talking about a 25% cost increase on all things solar, all things lithium, all things E. If it's electric, and they use the term E for electrical, if it's power consumption, or if it's power storage, if it's lithium, if it's nickel, if it's mercury, all of the above are now being imposed a 25% import tax fee. I don't know when it's taking place. As of yesterday, I know it's still not taking place because I just did a big order and I checked it out thoroughly. No tax as of yet. However, I do know of a couple of people that are in the business in the U.S. here that sell electric bikes, and they are now imposing that 25% increase onto their customers because they are now being affected by it. I happen to know that Golden Motors in China is seeing decreases in purchases because of that, and they are now being affected directly because everything they're now shipping forward has that 25% tariff imposed on it. So I'm wondering what's going to happen to myself and my business, and what we're going to have to do to keep our pricing as fair as we can keep it, because a lot of people already have a lot of product in the country, and it's, of course, grandfathered in, but anything new coming in is 25% hit, supposedly. Derek and I have been talking to U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, and that's about as easy as talking to Trump himself. Nice people over there, but they're very vague on what they can say and what they know. And they give you about 16 different situations in what, when, how, and if it'll ever happen. And so I think right now it's mainly on steel and stuff like that, aluminum. But anybody got any input, that would be great to know. And we got Derek going, absolutely. We've got Alonzo Gonzalez, useful information. Hey, Alonzo, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I know I just said that a minute ago, but I'm saying it again. Yeah, almost. Yeah, Derek. Yeah, almost as frustrating as talking to Comcast. Or I don't know. How about the good old FDA? That was a really fun conversation, talking to the FDA. So yeah, anytime we have to talk to government agencies about our business and what we do, it just slows us down. It costs us more money, and it takes a lot of our time. And but like I said, I did a big order last night, and so far it hasn't affected anything for my shipping. And I just have my standard. It's like 2% of my total purchase from my tariff on what I'm bringing in currently, and that so far it hasn't changed. So I'm trying to get as much stuff in the country right now as I can, so I can avoid all that. And then of course I'm gonna eat it anyway, because I'm gonna have to pay to bring that crap back up to the Northwest when I move up there. So I was trying to avoid bringing in a lot of stuff into Florida because we're moving, and I don't want to have to pay to move it again, but it is what it is. So I'm trying to get it in smaller amounts so I can use it, put it in the product, sell it, and be done with it. Okay. Guys, any questions at all? Anything about any of the videos? Maybe you're not here for a solar video. Maybe you're here for a computer thing, or maybe you're here for some ubiquity questions, or maybe you're here for some camera or lighting stuff, or maybe you're here for this killer vape I have in my hand. I don't know. But if you got any questions or anything, if you want to share anything, throw it out there. I agree, Derek, 100%. I would rather deal with Comcast every day than deal with the FDA ever again. So Derek and I, we had to deal with the FDA. Of course, I was in the vaping business, as some of you guys know, and the FDA was a nightmare. But hey, I sold that business, so I'm golden, man. I'm out of there. Robert Lopez, Wes, I lost connection. If you answer my question, I didn't hear it. Robert Lopez, let me go back and find your question. What do you mean by high and low frequency? Robert, yes, in fact, I did answer your question. I thought in pretty good detail. But let's give it another round. So here we go. High frequency, low frequency. 1,000 watts to 1,000 watts, 1,000 watt high frequency to 1,000 watt low frequency. The 1,000 watts going to have about a 200%. The high frequency is going to have about a 200% surge at a millisecond. The low frequency has a transformer inside. It's a much heavier weighted unit. If it's 1,000 watts, it's going to have usually a 300% 20-second surge, or give or take a second or two. But that's a huge surge of power, and it's usually going to be at double or triple the cost. It also can be, low frequencies when you get up into higher kilowatts, where you're running split phase 120 volt or 240 volt. They both can be 50 or 60 hertz, however you set them up, or whatever country you're in. But that's the biggest difference, is one has a transformer, one doesn't. There are also some transformerless high frequency units that'll surge for 5 seconds. At a 200% rate, and those are good too, but they cost more money nonetheless. So that's the short version of the two. But I think for the most part, the big answer is one has a transformer and one doesn't. And when you have one, you'll know the difference, because even 1,000 watt low frequency inverter is twice, 3, 4, 5 times the weight of a 1,000-watt high frequency unit. I hope that helps. 808 packs. Hey, you're one of my subs, I believe. Aloha, Wes. It's Lapaka. Yeah, you definitely are, Lapaka. I was just talking about you, buddy. There's Lapaka from Hawaii. I was just talking about him a few minutes ago. He was on the road, just got home now. Need to cook for the family, but I'm listening. All right, Lapaka. Good to see you made it. I didn't get that live broadcast this weekend. I just got too busy with Labor Day weekend. We got hit with a little tropical storm yesterday here. So I didn't get on yesterday, but I'm on now. So hang 10, brother. Aloha. Robert Lopez, thank you. Very good. Anyway, I was just going into Maui this past weekend, came home yesterday. Okay, excellent. Everything going good up there in Maui? We got another guy from Maui on right now, buddy. I was just talking to, gosh, I can't remember. Who was in Maui? Was it Shannon's in Maui? Yeah, we got a guy also that's over there as well on live right now, chatting. Lapaka, here's the 3,000 or the 9,000 we were talking about earlier. That's what the topic of discussion has kind of been, to kind of get you up to speed. So let's talk about high frequency and low frequency inverters for a second. Most of you who just want to have one of these, for a little backup power, that want to go do some backpacking or hiking or camping or boating, you don't need this. Okay, this is a monster. This is like big. You can get by with the high frequency, a little 1,500 watt, a 200 or 2,000 watt, 1,500 watt, 3,000 watt. A 3,000 watt high frequency inverter compared to this 3,000 watt low frequency inverter is no comparison at all. But it'll still run 3,000 watts of power, clean power. It doesn't have the amperage and it doesn't have the load capacity. It can't handle the same load. That's all. But it'll run a lot of stuff. I mean, 3,000 watts is 3,000 watts at the end of the day, right? No, it is, but it's not. All right. It's kind of like, you got him, but you didn't get him. We got him, but we didn't get him, got him kind of a thing. It is 3,000 watts, but it doesn't have the load. It can't handle the same amount of load. It can't handle, those 3,000 watts might have 10 amps or 10.8 amps of discharge, where this one has 85 amps of discharge. So wattage and amperage are two different beasts. So yeah. And of course the surge. And so, but for camping and stuff, you can get by on the high frequency stuff, and you don't need a lot of power if you're not running an air conditioner in an RV, or you're not running a microwave oven and, a big refrigerator, things like that. Man, you can get by on a 1,500 watt and that'll just rock. It's just depending on what your power needs are. Hell, a lot of us can go camping with this guy right here. This is all we need to camp with, the nice old RAV power. Turn it on and you're rocking in the free world. You've got power. You're charging your iPhone, your smart device. You got USB-C now. You got all these new cool things. You're running 3 amps out of these things. So, if you don't need anything major, you can go camping with that. So we have these in all different sizes. No, this isn't mine. This is RAV Powers, but we have these coming. We have DIY one of these too, by the way, guys. We got a lot of DIY stuff coming up for you guys. So those of you guys that don't want to buy something pre-built, you can make it. I'm going to sell every part, piece of component, like I stated, batteries, everything. We got cases where you guys can do the DIY portable power supplies with inverter, like the one that we gave away a while back to one of our subscribers. Like this other RAV power unit. This is something that some of you can go backpacking with, camping with. I use it myself. This has all of your USBs that you need, plus this has a little mini built-in 100-watt inverter. This is an awesome little tool by RAV Power. You see here, where's the on it? Here we go. This is a nice little handy-dandy unit here. This is an awesome little 100-watt inverter, but it doesn't got any major power. But this will run like a little laptop or a little tiny little mini fridge or something. So, whatever your power requirements are, we can set you up one way or the other. So, just bear with us a little bit. We'll have everything you need. We've had a lot of guys calling asking, about inverters. We've had a lot of people calling and asking about batteries, a lot of people calling and asking about the solar generator itself. So tonight I've been trying to answer you guys' questions. You know, yes, we have it. No, we don't have it. Yes, we can build it. Yes, we can get it. If we don't have it, we will have it. So on and so forth. And whatever you need, we'll handle that for you. And let you, you know, get involved and pick out what you need. Derek, Eric, I'm a little bit of both. Worked with Wes for at least 5 years in various businesses. There you go. Okay. Thank you. Very good. Okay. I was just going. Okay. So I must have missed that one earlier, Derek. This is hard for me, man. Eric, yes, I'm totally into solar tracking panels, but I don't think they're that necessary on a smaller application. I don't think, unless you're making it yourself and you're building your own tracker and stuff, it can get quite expensive for solar tracking, and I don't think it's efficient for the average household or the average person. But yes, totally dig it. I'm totally into all that kind of tech stuff, man. I totally love that kind of stuff. But for where I'm at now, I would have had a complete huge system, but I really wouldn't have had to track much, just because I have acreage for it. I was going to put in a big deal and store power and do a lot of things, and be able to actually sell power back in a huge net metering. But I'm leaving the area, so that's out. But then I would have had solar tracking by all means, but I would have had 3 acres of solar panels too. So. You know what? I got a USB here. I wonder if these things work. You know, I never tested these. I mean, I'm just joking, man. Of course I tested these. So I didn't show the USBs running, but you know, there's my phone and boom, it's up and running. It's locked and it's charged. I got a text. I got to take this text. Damn. Studio live video feed. All right, so you can see here that it's charging. Maybe if the camera can hit it just right, I don't know. Well, we can just do this. And then you can't see the little lightning bolt. Now you can see that it's charging and working and all the good stuff. So yeah, everything on this works, runs, operates. Because I'm in the studio, I'm learning what I can show you with this thing tonight. But I wanted to get on here, guys, and do a video. It's been so long. I mean, this is as good as doing a video, a live feed. I think we get a little more up close and personal. Something we're going to be doing, like I said, we're going to have schematics. A lot of you guys have called me. A lot of you guys have emailed me. A lot of you guys aren't here that have done that. So for the DIYers, we're going to have everything on the website that you guys want. You've been asking and asking and asking about that. So you'll have it. And it'll be there. Give me just a few more days. Derek and I and Cammy are going to have this up and going, and you'll be able to go buy a lot of things off the website. And if there's anything you guys would like to see that you don't see on my website, let me know, and we'll get that for you. Do I have a list of what I'm going to carry? Good question, Robert. We're going to be carrying all of the parts for the generators, first of all of the parts. So, you know, we're going to carry the USB products. We're going to be carrying all the connectors, all the fittings, all of that stuff, as well as portable power supplies. Like I just showed you, the RAV Power stuff. We'll have our own brand. We'll be carrying name brand stuff. We're going to be carrying electric motors. We're going to be carrying schematics. We're going to be carrying solar panels, wind turbines, electric bikes, believe it or not, electric bike motors, EV motors, EV batteries. We have a lot more things coming, you know, other than this. This is happening definitely for sure. And I can't do this fast enough. I have so many people that want this, and I'm finally back at it full time to get it done. This is becoming my only business here very soon. And so we will be doing only electrical stuff, all renewable energy stuff. We will be doing battery modules. We will be doing Tesla modules. We build our own battery packs here, so we can build you the Tesla module. We can build you several different types of battery packs, lithium battery packs, Life PO4 battery packs, any size, any shape, any package, anything you need. We're going to be building those. Those will be on the websites. We'll also have all your survival gear that you're going to want. We'll have hand crank generators, of course, LED lights, portable lights, so many things. Everything for self-sustainability. We've got some other things that we've never even talked about. Water turbines, things like that we'll have up there. Then, of course, you could charge this with a water turbine. So if you live on a creek, you don't need to make anything or anything. You can just buy one of mine and boom, you're going. That's another way to charge your batteries and keep yourself off grid if need be. A lot of things coming up, a lot of things. Eric, you're right. Washington. Yeah, I'm not going to be actually right in the state of Washington, but I'm going to be around Washington. And my business will not be based in Washington. I'm from the Northwest, so I'm familiar with what you're talking about. A lot of clouds. Yeah, I'm going to actually be in Idaho. I'm not in Washington, but I'll be right at Spokane, Washington. It's easier to say that because people understand Spokane, Washington when you say it. But myself, I have a combination of things. So solar is just a very, very, very small part of it. There's other ways to power a device other than solar. Solar is just one of many. In Florida, solar works excellent. In the Northwest and other places, wind comes into play and water comes into play. So do supercapacitors and other things. And so that'll help with all the recharging. And that's why I have so many ways to recharge my products, because you might not be in the desert and you might not be in California or Arizona or Texas or, in the southern part of the United States, where there is a ton of sun. You might be in Maine. How do we get charged in Maine? Well, we have wind. So yeah, all these factors kick into play. And, but being able to have a finitesimal amount of ways to charge is awesome. But what's really cool is if you have a 48 volt system and you have no way to charge it, you can just go out and start your car and charge it through your car. Now that's the trick. And yes, we can do that. Eric Smith, dang, there's way too many people coming to Idaho. Eric, are you in Idaho? And if so, where at in Idaho? Are you in Washington? Yeah, we're at in Idaho. Eastern. Okay. Eastern Idaho. So you're kind of on the sly. Okay, I get it. I dig it. Yeah, I'm kind of familiar with the Idaho area pretty well. I was born in the Northwest, and I know that Idaho, Montana, Washington, Oregon, all those states really, really well. So Eastern Idaho, I don't know what Eastern Idaho would be, but I guess, yeah, okay. I know South Idaho, North Idaho, West Idaho. I'll go with Eastern Idaho. Gentlemen, ladies, if there are any, anybody got any last minute questions here? We've been on for a little bit. About an hour and 40 minutes. Got some likes. That's a good thing. 14 of us, it says, that are on here. We got a whopping 14 of us. I was looking for a couple of other guys I haven't seen show up tonight. They're probably at work or something, or didn't get the memo that we were on live. I'm not super good at YouTube Live or Facebook and all that stuff, so I'm getting better at that. You know what I mean? We'll work out having a camera set up or several if we can, and do some live feeds off of those. I know I got to get a couple of boxes and devices, and Derek will work on that tonight, tomorrow, and the next day, right, Derek? And then that way we'll know what we need, and so we can get it set up and get it handled. I'm going to be in North Idaho, Eric. for the record. It won't be a big secret because we'll have a pretty big facility there, and we're going to be kind of a big YouTube thing when we get there, and the whole process of building our warehouse and our manufacturing facility. And yeah, it'll be a YouTube thing, you know. Plus, we'll have a showroom, whatnot. Guys, okay, so where are we at with all this stuff, with all these generators and what have I been doing and stuff? And, you know, I've kind of talked about it. We're going to have all the shapes and sizes and colors and blah, blah, blah. So that being said, I want you guys to know that whether you're DIYers or you're here to, you know, talk to me about purchasing these or you're not, what I'm going to be doing is we will have all different shapes, sizes, colors, capacities, amp hours, voltages, kilowatts. We'll have them all. All of them will be, I've said this before, let me find the right word. All of these things will be able to be used together. They will always mesh with each other. Voltages must stay the same, obviously, but two 12 volts can run into a 24 volt system. Two 24s can run into a 48. You just can't go backwards. So these will always be stacking and doing good. Your video feed is lagging bad at 144p. I am sorry about that. I hope it's not my connection. It could be. It looks like it's going pretty good here, but I'm also lagging myself, and I'm on the same connection. Apologize for that. Maybe if anybody's got a little advice, could tell me how to get this to go a little faster, that'd be great, other than running speed tests and things. We've been up and down our internet today. Actually, we just had a tropical storm over here, so nothing major, but we had some problems with our cable today, so it could be part of the problems we're having tonight. Please keep an eye on the website, guys. If you got any ideas, any DIY stuff, anything you want to pass along to me, let me know. Shoot it on over in a comment or a text or in an email. If there's anything you'd like me to set up for you or order for you, once again, let me know. I know I've said that before. We're going to be moving along here quite quickly. We have a ton of different kinds of batteries we're going to be using. I know I did said earlier, mainly stick with the Samsung 25Rs and the headway cells, but there actually are more in the making, and there are other brands that we will be using, like we'll be using some of the Calb cells. We'll be using some of the A123 cells coming up, and we're going to be using some of the, believe it or not, some of the 50 amp hour and 100 amp hour headway cells that are coming out. I missed the last round of them, but they're getting ready to go into production again with the 50 amp and the 100 amp cells. I'm staying away from the 15 amp cells because it's the same price and they're just a bigger battery. So it really wasn't worth it for me. If we could find a use for them, maybe if they'll give us a better price on them. Otherwise, no, they're just not really doing us any good. I got a bunch of boxes of batteries over here. Because we have different kinds of setups that require different size of batteries to get to where we need to be. Remember, all these things will be interchangeable. You'll be able to stack battery pods on top of each one of these units, and that I would sell or that you could even make. We have empty pods as well. Not this particular style, but the pods, we will have empty pods, so you can just buy a pod from us and put your batteries in them if you want to run AGM or gel cell or lead acid batteries in your system. You don't have to run lithium. It's just entirely up to you and what your price point is. You can go from there on it. I think that pretty much covered it. We're going to be doing some custom fabricating here on the new boxes. So this will be the last time that you guys will see this box. This box is going up for sale and getting sold, and we have a couple people that want it. And for this, it's first come, first serve. It'll be on the website in its current state. We'll get it priced right. It is a new box. When I say new, it's only been used here in my facility while I've built it. It's never been out of this building, and it's only been tested inside of here. So you're getting brand new, fresh batteries, all the above, blah, 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 blah. I'll put all that pertinent information on the website. And if you're interested in it, you can have it. If not, one of the other guys will get it, and it's all good for everybody. And I will only build these again if you ask and request and pay in advance, and then I will build you one. Other than that, I think it's a wrap, gentlemen, ladies. If anybody has any more questions, please ask. Otherwise, I think I'm going to sign off here. Derek and I are going to go into making some conversation and coming up with what we're going to be doing tomorrow and all that good stuff. And I hope I answered anybody's questions that you might have had. There wasn't too many. Solar questions, charging questions, voltage questions. All the above. Michael Lassard, thanks for your time, Wes. Michael, you're welcome. Thanks for coming on. Glad you were here. Gentlemen, I'll continue to do live feeds. I'll try to keep them a little bit shorter if we can, but if there's a lot of people and people want to, talk, then we'll do that too. But we will be having some more YouTube videos coming back out. We actually have some. I've recorded some. Derek's going to edit them. We'll be good to go in all the different fields. So my next live feed probably won't be on solar generators. It's probably going to be on music, or it's probably going to be on some latest tech, or maybe some Bluetooth speakers or a camera. I don't know, something. We're going to do some other stuff. Good night. Thank you. Good night, Robert. Lapaka, thanks, bud. I appreciate you coming in. It was a good conversation we had on the phone. We'll be in touch definitely for the items we discussed and what you need. And for the people of Hawaii, we'll be able to handle that order, not a problem. And hopefully you and I will be in business soon. All right, folks. I'm signing off, and I appreciate you guys for all coming in. And we'll see you on the next one, man. I'll try to give you guys some notice. What's a good time? Because I don't know. It's late now on a weeknight, so most people work, and I don't know who's on what coast. For us, it's 11:30 here Eastern Standard Time. So for the East Coast people, it's getting pretty early. But I think I'm gonna do maybe some telecom stuff on the next video. Go from there, man. Anyways, everybody, thanks for coming out, man. Be sure to keep checking back in often, and we'll see you on the next one, man. Peace. I'm out.